I believe pride is definitely hurtful to a relationship, but also it can be used as a coping mechanism for to cover up past hurt, and your unwillingness to be vulnerable, to not want to get hurt again. And sometimes pride can take on that let me get them before they get me kind of attitude. And it definitely prevents you from letting that other person in, getting to know that person. It could turn you off from your mate, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, with you thinking that you're better than them. But really, all of that is just a cover up because you're afraid. You don't want to get hurt, and you're just using pride.
And or if you feel insufficient some way. That's another way to
Absolutely.
guard yourself. Use pride to guard yourself. Usually,
Yes.
when pride comes into place, it's definitely there to defend something.
Yes.
It shows up to guard something. Whether it's my feelings, whether it's my, my track record, whether it's to guard me from looking a fool, whatever the
Yes.
case is,
Yep.
that's usually what it comes to do is guard something.
Yes.
So you got to figure out, why do you feel like you need to guard this area?
Yeah.
Why can't I be completely open with this area, vulnerable with this area? And when you start to deal with that, you'll find pride usually steeped in there
Yeah.
somewhere. And there are people today who won't apologize to each other. Who won't forgive each other.
Yeah.
There's people today who are carrying hurt and pain from the past, and pride is usually steeped in there somewhere. Sometimes having a conversation with someone else about their flaw or failure, you're going to have to address your own. And that'll be preventive. I'm not going to go have this conversation because I already know I messed up. You know what I'm saying, too? And I don't want to hear about it. I would rather just not have this conversation. And so whenever there's a guard or defense, I would always check and see what is guarding and defending, and usually pride is involved in that.
Yes, which is secondary to what the real issue is.
Yeah.
Pride is secondary. It's,
Yeah.
it's the cover up.
It's the cover up for something else. So a lot of people walk around and they feel like they're trying to defend and guard and cover up stuff, but there's stuff that probably needs to be addressed. It's probably sensitive for a reason.
Yes.
It probably hurts for a reason.
Yeah.
It probably bothers you for a reason. And so pride becomes the guardian of all the issues that never get dealt with, the stuff that never gets discussed, the stuff that really doesn't bring, really isn't brought to the forefront in the relationship. So pride definitely destroys because it keeps people from actually experiencing some of the healing that they need to experience, and it keeps people from actually being able to be as vulnerable in the relationship as they need to be. Pride prevents you from being able to have the fullness of the experience of being open and vulnerable. And part of being in a relationship is, having someone you can be that open with.
Absolutely.
Someone you can be completely, naked with. Someone you can bare your soul to. You can share all of your humanity and all of your issues and all your everything with, and you can kind of, allow that stuff to get space to come out. Relationships should actually challenge you and help you to grow because you have a safe space where you can actually deal with some of this stuff and even expose some of this stuff. And if pride prevents you from doing that, you won't get everything out of a relationship that's meant to come from it.
Love never dies.